Welcome back to the VST channel. It's time to check the S23 Ultra versus the Vivo X100 Ultra. In this video I'm going to do a video comparison and then focus extensively on the zoom shots. Why? Well, because you can check my S24 Ultra versus the iPhone 15 Pro Max versus the Vivo X100 Ultra, and we all know that the S23 Ultra is still very strong with the zoom. So what Samsung did, they replaced the 3x optical camera with a 5x optical camera, resulting into some not so nice shots after 10x. So the 10x optical zoom is gone on the S24 Ultra. That's a lot of people still prefer to shoot zoom photos with the S23 Ultra. So this is the front video, 4K 60 FPS, guys. Let me do a slow run to test the stabilization. Back video now, 4K 60 FPS. All right, on the left, the S23 Ultra. This really is the renaissance of the S23 Ultra. It's still very, very strong. A lot of love from the community. All right, so let me do a slow run to test the stabilization. One of the most stable videos inside the S23 Ultra and the S24 Ultra. So one more time. Though the Vivo X100 isn't that bad at all. So I was really surprised with the video quality, although there are some issues with HDR on the front camera specifically that we can also notice on other Chinese phones. What I see from the viewfinder is that the colors on the S23 Ultra are very bright, almost not so real, but this is just the pro thing of the Samsung. Now I'm gonna go here into this area to test a bit of the more challenging scenario, another run towards this tree. Now guys, I have switched to 4K 30 FPS to be able to switch to the zoom cameras. 1x now on both phones. I'm gonna do 2x on the S23 Ultra and 2x now also on the Vivo. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. 3x optical zoom on the S23 Ultra, 3.7 optical zoom also on the Vivo. Pay attention and check all the details. 10x now on both phones. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. The footage from the S23 Ultra looks very, very sharp. And now guys, I'm gonna go to the maximum, which is 20x on the S23 Ultra, and now I can do also 20x on the Vivo 100X Ultra. So this is what 20x will get you. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, guys. It really seems that the S23 Ultra is still very strong with the videos. And now guys, let me do some zoom photos. Let's start with 1x. On the left, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and on the right, the Vivo X100 Ultra, guys. So why with 1x? Well, I want to check not only the zoom photos but also the main photos from the main shoot of both cameras. So now I'm using already a 140% crop, and I do believe that the results are quite obvious. A lot more of the details is better preserved. I can also see that the footage from the S23 Ultra is quite noisier, but I have to also praise Samsung because I like better how the green parts came out compared to what I see on the Oppo. Let's do another test here on the tree, right? So although of course the details are lost in both phones, I do believe that Samsung is doing quite nice with the trees. And now it's time for the 3x photo. Please pay attention. This is 3x optical zoom on the S23 Ultra and 3.7x optical zoom on the Vivo X100 Ultra. So I want to equalize this. This is 50% crop on the Vivo and 65% crop on the S23 Ultra. Honestly, very nice outputs from both phones. Although again, when I start to zoom in here, you can see that the level of detail is really insane on the Vivo picture. I'm gonna keep calling them just the Vivo and Samsung because it's clear. So it's S23 Ultra on the left versus the Vivo X100 Ultra on the right. Absolutely stunning what the Vivo is able to capture. Although again, if you are not pixel peeping, then you might think it's the same shot, but it's not the same shot. Let's also check the greenery here. Now, this is insane. Take a look at this, guys. The bokeh that this phone applies is absolutely insane. It just mimics so much like you using really a true camera. Okay, enough about the tree. Let's check the 10x. 10x shot is here. Very nice output from both phones. Again, I'll have to compare this. I do believe that probably where those phones get closer is like the 10x, although again the image from the S23 Ultra is softer, right? Like you can just see the bolts here, like the detail is not so high. You can see the different type of paints and also like the bruises on the tree. Definitely the better photo again here is the Vivo, but the S23 Ultra delivers a very impressive result, and we also know in most of the cases when using 10x and above is going to be better than the S24 Ultra. Let's check the next level of magnification. I do believe that's 20x. We are going now with the highest amount of zoom, and again it's normal that both phones are starting to lose on some details. See here, by the way, the S23 Ultra in this scenario, fantastic work with the leaves of the tree. And they look a bit more artificial on the Vivo, although of course the Vivo tried to maintain overall a better looking central image. Back to One X again, and now the Vivo image is on the left, the image on the right is shot by the Galaxy S23 Ultra. I do believe this is quite obvious, guys. It is just really very impressive how much detail the Vivo can retain. Just look at this, like you can clearly recognize a lot of the elements here, but okay, forget about this. I do believe this is really clear, like the 1-inch sensor is just insane. This would be the 3x, again left Vivo, right Samsung. And if I'm to zoom in and try to equalize the shot at about 60 to 70% crop, the S23 Ultra again holding up quite well. Although when I start to zoom in, you can see that the S23 Ultra is losing some of the details. Now let's check the 10x, and again I'm starting to zoom in. The very same observation, just take a look at these curtains here. They are so muffled here on the S23 Ultra, almost like not recognizable. All the lines are gone, like the detail is not there. Now let's check the 20x. 20x, by the way, very impressive from the S23 Ultra, and I'm 100% sure that in this scenario the S23 Ultra with 20x would have crushed the S24 Ultra because of the obvious reasons I also shared in the introduction of the video. This will be the 3x shot. Again, I do have here the exact very same observation. This here is 60x, and at 60x I do believe here that indeed we can give the crown to the Vivo X100 Ultra being the new zoom champion. You can see how much details it's still there. It is absolutely amazing. I'm even able to see what is inside in those offices, and the shot from the S23 Ultra sadly cannot hold up. Again, it's not a bad shot, but it's not even close to what the Vivo can do. This here is 100x, and it just reconfirms the statement I showed you before. See here, guys, all the lines very clearly visible. All the shadows are here. Those things, they're non-existent on the S23 Ultra 100x. Let's go back to 1x. On the left, we have the Vivo. On the right, we have the Samsung. No doubt what is going on here. This is the 3x, a darker exposure on the Vivo on the left. But if we are to zoom in and equalize the details, you can already see what is happening. By the way, I just noticed, guys, there is a dock here on the photo. Let me just try to zoom in as much as I can. This is crazy. Take a look, so much of this is still visible on the Vivo picture. I was aiming at this, right? So if I have to compare this, you barely can read what is written here in the S23 Ultra. Absolutely readable on the Vivo shot. 10x from both phones. Let me just try to zoom this up a bit. Yeah, actually, the 10x shot from the S23 Ultra is not that bad at all. Of course, it's noisier and the level of details is not so well preserved as what we can see on the Vivo. 20x, again, a very nice shot from the S23 Ultra. It's just unbelievable how good this phone still holds up. Yeah, given the fact that the S24 Ultra would have completely failed here. The same statement is valid here with the 30x shot. Even, guys, I think that here, in fact, the S23 Ultra was able to produce the more photographical zoom image. See here, the lines are there. It looks natural, right? Of course, it's noisier, right? But see here, I think here, some KVI AI is playing also a lot of denoise. But at the end of the day, very nice job from both phones. Of course, the Vivo is producing the better picture. 60x, no doubt here, better picture on the left from the Vivo. And this would be the 100x. So at 100x, I do believe that actually both phones handle this like a champ. Now let's go back to 1x. Again, I'm testing you. Now the Vivo is on the right. And again, guys, no doubts here. Better job from the Vivo. This is the 3x sample. Let's check how the S23 Ultra holds up. Well, almost not holding up. You can see absolutely the better shot is on the right, taken by the Vivo. This is the 10x shot, and surprisingly, the S23 Ultra really shines at 10x, guys. And I've tested, by the way, the S23 Ultra versus the S24 Ultra. You can check this video there. The S23 Ultra for sure has better zoom capabilities than the S24 Ultra if you're using more than 10x, because no doubt having 5x optical is just very good, but when you go in the 10x territory, 15, 20x, 30x, well, the S23 Ultra is really good. Of course, yeah, we have to compare, no doubt here. Then the better shot is again from the Vivo, more detailed, clear lines here, not so much of this sharpness and this aggressive noise that we have on the Samsung shot, but at the end of the day, the S23 Ultra still holds very nicely. This is the 30x shot. Again, same statement, absolutely reconfirmed. Although, guys, I have to tell you, I really like how Samsung is producing and processing the trees. Really looks better to my taste. This here is 60x, and again, it's just impressive how well the S23 Ultra is able to hold up against the best smartphone in the zoom domain, which is now clearly the Vivo X100 Ultra, and this is 100. So again, if I close my eyes and open them very quickly, well, I'll tell you, almost the same shot. Now, of course, if we have to pixel peep, clearly the S23 Ultra isn't that good compared to the Vivo, but it's still doing a phenomenal job. Going back to 1x again, the Vivo is on the left, the Samsung is on the right, so the S23 Ultra, this is absolutely not recognizable. Let's check the 3x, and in this scenario, the 3x from the S23 Ultra is not even close to the image that we are getting from the Vivo. So let me give you guys, this is 167, 171% crop, and the image from the Vivo is just blowing our minds. This is the 10x, again, although the 10x here is better for the S23 Ultra compared to the S23 Ultra 3x, still the Vivo shines. Now, I do believe that the S23 Ultra is able to catch up, guys, and see here, absolutely insane. We have birds flying in, and you can clearly recognize that those are birds. Overall, in this scenario, I have a feeling that it's very close. It's very close. Honestly, I cannot choose a favorite, or if I have to, right, if you pull a gun to my head, I'll tell that I like the S23 Ultra better, just because, again, see here, we have already a lot of distortion, and the S23 Ultra photo looks better, looks more realistic. This is the 30x shot. I can repeat the same statement here, although, yeah, we are losing a lot of these details here. You can see the curtains, etc. But I like how the Samsung phone is processing the font. 60x shot in this scenario just reiterates the same statement. And now we are at 100, okay? So at 100, I do believe that the Vivo is able to just produce the better picture. Let's check the details. Absolutely muffled here on the S23 Ultra and still recognizable on the Vivo shot. Let's start with some indoor shots. I do believe 3x on the S23 Ultra on the left, 3.7 on the Vivo. Honestly, yeah, it's a tough one. This one is a tough one, guys. You can try to read the Lego letter here on the Vivo, so I would say, all right, the Vivo is able to give you a better picture. Also, take a look here, guys. A lot of noise on the S23 Ultra shot. Apparently the noise on the Vivo, the 10x shot, again, if you look at this 1:1, it's okay. The moment you start to zoom in, you can see really where the Vivo shines. Although the 10x here from the S23 Ultra is not so far away. Let's check 30x. I do believe that the same statement repeats. I do believe that they are very close, but indeed the Vivo wins just by a little bit, right? A lot of more details here. You can try to recognize the individual pattern. Now let's check 60x shot. I do believe this one is quite similar. Now let's check the night zoom shots. Again, starting from 1x, the Vivo X100 Ultra on the left. And if we try to zoom in just to be able to equalize what we see, well, yeah, you can already tell by yourself. This is the 3x picture in this low light scenario, and you can see how much of the sharpening is applied on the Samsung phone. It completely destroys the wall, right? To say that you cannot recognize what the hell this is. We can still see here the pattern. We know this looks like concrete, and we have here clear distinctive lines. This is gone here on the S23 Ultra shot. 30x shot, again, it's getting very bad for Samsung. This is 60x. 60x, though, when focused on the object, well, I do believe it's a bit more equalized, although check those lines, guys. Straight lines. Here, yeah, not so straight. And this is 100x again, very visible result. Now let's go back to 1x. Again, we have Vivo on the left. This time the test object is going to be here, this. And by the way, very similar output from both phones. This here is 3x. Let's start to zoom in here and we can already see a lot of noise here, also a lot of sharpness. And by the way, take a look at this, guys. If I am really cropping like crazy, I can try to read this from the Vivo shot. Absolutely not readable on the S23 Ultra shot, and we can check this here and this here. So absolutely winner Vivo. This is the 10x shot, a bit more equalized. Now we can read here the text on both phones, although again the winner would be the Vivo. 20x here, again the same statement repeats, a lot of over sharpening on the S23 Ultra and a lot of excessive noise. 30x repeats the same statement. This here is 60x, and you can see how the S23 Ultra is not able to maintain a straight line while the image from the Vivo looks very, very nice. 100x, again, there are no surprises here. Starting one more time from 1x, Vivo on the left. If we try to zoom in, yeah, this is a very, very tricky pattern, and you can see it's like drawn by AI on the S23 Ultra. This is the 3x image on both phones. Again, a very tough scenario, so obviously here the image from the Vivo is better. This is the 10x image. If I have to zoom in here, I have to say that the S23 Ultra is trying to catch up. Actually, the photo from the 10x S23 Ultra is not that bad at all, but again, compared to the Vivo, well, a lot of less detail and much noise and really a lot of sharpness. This here would be 20x, so let me just try to equalize this a bit. Again, I think similar, but still the Vivo is doing the better shot. That's obvious, though the S23 Ultra 20x is not so bad. This is 30x. Again, I do believe a fair equalized shot. This is the 60x. Again, very equalized, although the Vivo is taking the lead with more details preserved. And this will be 100x. Now, let's check the night video. And now it's time to test the night video and zoom photos, of course, as well. So this is again 4K 60 FPS. From the back camera. Let me start a slow run to test the stabilization. Alright. 4K 60 FPS video, S23 Ultra and the Vivo X100, guys. Now I have switched to the back camera. So let's see how this will go. 4K 60 back camera stabilization test. Okay. Very nice, by the way. What I can see from the viewfinder, it's very pleasing on both phones. Now you know I can go and zoom from the Vivo 3x7, 10x. I cannot do this 4K 60 on the S23 Ultra. This has been my zoom video and photo test comparison between the Vivo X100 Ultra and the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So if you like videos like these, don't forget to sub for the channel and check all my other videos on that topic. Thank you so much for watching. VST over and bye.